To it, foam roller, okay, our myofascial release, okay, is simply, just applying pressure to help eliminate any scar tissue and soft tissue adhesion by freeing up your fascia, okay, your fascia being your muscle enclosure, all right, so we're just going to be applying pressure, turning trigger points to help kind of smooth, flush everything out. Okay, so I want you to think real quick of your muscles as being a bed sheet. Okay, and over time as we use that bed sheet, okay, it gets wrinkly, it gets stiff. Okay, just like our muscles, as we use our muscles, they're going to get tighter, stiffer. That scar tissue is going to build up over time. And I want you to think rolling out as an iron. Okay, taking an iron to that bed sheet and really smoothing it out, get nice and smooth, back to new again. Okay, same thing with rolling out on those muscles. We're gonna smooth everything out, work out that tightness, that stiffness, that scar tissue buildup. Okay, so right now I want you to think about the tools you have in your swim bag. Okay, what tools do you have in your swim bag? You might have paddles, buoy, fins, snorkel, might have a tempo trainer, band, kickboard, a lot of different things you might have in your swim bag, tools that are going to help you become a better swimmer, right? Again, we want to become, great athletes. Becoming a better athlete is going to help us become a better swimmer. Okay, so now I want you to think about what tools do you have in your dryland bag? Okay, what tools do you have in your recovery bag? Okay, there's a lot of different bags we carry as athletes outside of just our swim bag that we take to the pool, right? So I want you to think of that, what are you putting in your bag to help you become a better athlete? Okay, whether it's proper nutrition, hydration, sleep in your recovery bag, and the main one you should have in all of your bags is the foam roller, okay? Foam roller is a great tool to have that's going to really help you become a better swimmer. We're going to go through the benefits here in a second, okay? But foam rolling is going to really add a lot of valuable time to your training, okay? So the benefits of foam rolling here, okay, to go through a few of them, it's going to help increase blood flow in our system, to our muscles, to our joints. It's going to increase range of motion in our joints, okay? Crucial if you're trying to improve your breaststroke kick, that range of motion in your breaststroke kick, become a stronger breaststroke kicker, and improve your streamline, your ability to streamline, okay? If we can't get our arms overhead without arching our back, okay, because we're so tight in the front here, okay, we're not in a good streamline position. If we're not in a good streamline position, we're not going to be as efficient in the water, right? We have to be able to keep our back flat, get those arms overhead in a good tight streamline without compromising that body line, okay? The other benefit, it's going to help decrease our recovery time after practices, between practices, so that we can get the most out of each practice that we can. So foam rolling is going to really help reduce the amount of time it takes for you to recover. It's also going to help desensitize tendons, muscles, and tissues. It's going to help allow for optimal movement, okay? And then it's also just a great time to spend being a little bit more mindful of our body, scanning, any trigger points, any tenderness, soreness, to help really become more in tune with our body, okay? So a few of the guidelines we're going to go through before we start rolling out, things to think about as you're rolling. One, slow it down, okay, when it gets a little bit more tender, and always stay mindful and breathe, okay? So if you're going over a spot and it's a little tender, slow it down, spend a little bit more time there, so you can really work that out. Okay, another guideline, use the contract and relax method, and that'll help activate, the targeted muscles around any joints. okay, and help increase your range of motion. Okay, so while we don't want to roll over any joints, we don't want to be rolling over the kneecap, we don't want to be rolling over the elbow or the shoulder joint here. Okay, we can target that joint by rolling over. So if we want to help the knee, you know, doing the contract, relax method here. You know, if we roll out, got a little tenderness, contract, relax, find another spot, contract, relax. Okay, you can do that on your side. Okay, with your arms as well. So contract, relax, help open up those joints a little bit. Another guideline is to make sure you know between good pain and bad pain. Okay, good pain being any soreness, tenderness. Okay, that's all fine. That's stuff you're working out with the foam roller. Bad pain, so any burning, shooting pain. Okay, any type of shooting pain, you want to stop, back off that a little bit. And if it's bad, okay, really, you know, shooting pain, you're gonna want to probably get it checked out. Okay, so know the difference between good pain and bad pain. Okay, and then the last guideline, work around any pain points. Okay, the pain point might only be a symptom of the problem. Okay, when we're rolling out, we want to find, you know, the cause of the problem. So if we've got, you know, bad knees here, like the medial part of our knee, this muscle right here is giving us some problems. Instead of just rolling on that, you know, a ton, okay, that might relieve the pain a little bit, but that might just be stemming from a bigger issue where we might have some tightness in the hip flexor, okay, that's pulling on that knee. We got a knot in this quad here that's really pulling on that knee as well. Maybe it's below the knee, okay, in that anterior tibialis here. Okay, so making sure we're rolling out all around the pain points and not just on the pain point, okay? All right, so last thing to cover before we get into rolling out is when to use the foam roller, okay? Use it often, whenever you need to. Generally, you're gonna wanna use it, you know, before workout, before a race, anytime before you do any kind of physical activity or a training session, okay? And when you're doing it before, you're only gonna spend a few minutes, you know, no more than 5 minutes rolling out, okay? That's just to help, you know, scan your body, do a quick scan, see where any trigger points are, and to roll it out to help loosen up and then prepare the body for the work you're about to do. Okay, with your training or about to race, just help loosen it up. Okay, and then the other main time you're gonna wanna do rolling is, you know, as a cool down. Okay, so say you just finished a hard training session, you just got out of the pool, you can roll it down a little bit. You know, you just finished dry land, roll it out. And you're gonna spend a significant amount of time cooling it down than you are warming it up. So you'll spend more time cooling it down, really working through any soreness, and that'll help again in that recovery. Okay? So, I don't know where my crossball went. I have to use your imagination. All right, so getting right into it. When you're rolling it out, start either from the ground up or the head down, and just either working your way up or working your way down, so you're making sure you're hitting everything. We're just going to kind of cover the main focus points for swimmers, and that first one being with the feet and ankle mobility, okay, which is huge as a swimmer. We're spending a lot of time in that dorsiflexion here with our toes pointed. Okay, that's going to create a lot of scar tissue in that plantar fascia, that arch of the foot, and you know, you might be cramping up a lot in that arch. You know, maybe cramp a lot when you're using fins or something, or maybe your ankles just aren't as loose. You can't get that, you know, nice point plantar flexion here. The more loose, mobile our ankles are going to be with that fascia, with plantar fascia and through the ankle joint, the better we're going to be at kicking. Okay, whether it's fly kick, back kick, freestyle kick. The looser we can get, the more fin-like it's going to be. which is going to increase that surface area. Okay, if we got stiff ankles and we're kicking, okay, with our toes pointed straight up and that dorsiflexion, we're not going to get as much propulsion out of that kick as we could. Okay, so this first one, just kind of rolling it out on that plantar fascia. Okay, this one is especially important to do. Now that we're not spending as much time in the water, maybe you're spending a little bit more time running, jumping, okay, doing more land exercises. You're really going to want to really take care of the feet here, okay, because if we're doing a lot of running, jumping, jump roping, okay, and we get back into the water without working on those feet, we're going to get back in and either going to immediately cramp up, okay, or we're going to lose that range of motion and we're not going to be able to kick as fast, okay, so make sure you're working it out. And you can do that on the foam roller, or I'll show you with my lacrosse ball, but I don't know where it is, but you can use a baseball, lacrosse ball, softball, really anything that's a little bit smaller. I like the lacrosse ball. It's perfect because it's not too hard like a softball or baseball, and it's just the right size, and you can put that right under your foot and you're just going to roll it back, okay? And all of these muscle groups, we're just going to roll out 6 to 8 times, and then you're going to spend additional time, reps if you need to, on any trigger points. So you can kind of hold it in one spot for a second, okay? You just don't want to hold it in one spot for more than 20 seconds, okay? So 6 to 8 reps, and then don't hold it in one spot for more than 20 seconds on any trigger points. All right, next one we're going to do, again, just working from the ground up. We're going to get that calf muscle, okay? We're going to be on that calf with our toes pointed forward. We're just going to kind of go back and forth. Okay, we want to make sure we're getting that whole calf. So once you roll back and forth 6 to 8 times, you're going to turn those feet over to one side. Okay, get that medial, lateral part of the calf on both legs, and then turn it to the other side. Same thing, working the other side. Okay, back and forth, getting that low calf all the way up, just under the knee. Okay. Next one you'll want to do after that is the glute. So you'll sit on your roller here. You're going to cross your leg, doing kind of like you're doing that figure 4 stretch. Okay, and you're going to lean over on that side. Okay, to that knee that is crossed over. Okay, so we're just going to be rolling it out here, back and forth. Okay, again, if you find any trigger points, just hold there for a second. Okay, back and forth. All right, after the glutes, we're going to get the hip flexors. Okay, we're going to put our hip flexor right on the quad. We're going to kind of be off to the edge of it, so we're getting one hip flexor at a time. Okay, and you just get that upper hip flexor there, rolling it back and forth. Okay, then we'll get that lateral quad, upper quad here. We'll just get onto the side, roll it up and down here. Again, moving it back and forth, find that trigger point, find that pressure point where it might be a little tender, work it out. Okay, if you haven't done a lot of foam rolling before, you're going to really feel it in just about every spot. Okay, the more we do it, the better we'll get here, and it won't be as tender. Again, we're just kind of smoothing out that bed sheet here. Okay, then you'll go down to that IT band. Okay, all the way up and down that side of the quad, getting that IT band back and forth. Okay, next one, we'll go the quad. So in that middle part of the quad, up and down. Okay, 6 times. Then you'll go into that adductor muscle here. Okay, great one for breaststrokers here to work that breaststroke kick, increase that range of motion. So you're on the inside, that inner thigh here, going to just above the knee to that inner thigh, rolling up and down. Okay, next one, we'll hit that upper back. Okay, you can spend a little bit of time on that lower back if you've got lower back issues, just not a lot of time. Okay, we don't have any ribs in the mid back here to kind of protect it, but you can get the lower back a little bit, side to side. But the mid back here, you're gonna give yourself a big hug so you can kind of separate those shoulder blades as much as you can. So you're really trying to wrap your arms around as far as you can. Okay, roll up and down that mid back here. Again, you can go side to side, up and back, trying to find any trigger points. Okay, you can also hang out in this position here and streamline. Okay, back and forth. Okay, and the last few we're gonna do, important for swimmers, is that lat muscle here. So on that meaty part of the armpit, I'm just gonna roll it out, back and forth. Okay, and then the last one you'll do is the pec muscle here. So just lay on your side, okay, and really focus on rolling that pec muscle out. Okay, swimmers tend to be really tight through the pecs here and weak in the back, so really working on loosening that pec up will really help improve your swimming. Okay, and that about covers